Alex hesitates, scanning the crowd nervously. He randomly points at a figure standing quietly in the back. The figure is revealed dramatically to be Princess Lyra, the daughter of the alien emperor. She is stunning, elegant, and clearly out of reach. Gasps ripple through the crowd. The alien council murmurs. Some aliens bow, some frown. Alex tries to protest, saying it was a random choice, but in alien culture, pointing at someone is a binding vow. Welcome to my channel Starlight Sci-Fi Stories. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Lyra steps forward, her eyes glowing faintly. She seems amused, not angry. She introduces herself in a deep, melodic voice that echoes across the grand hall. Lyra explains that in her culture, choosing someone is a sign of fate, not just a whim. Alex has unknowingly triggered an ancient tradition. She offers Alex a chance. Either accept his fate and get to know her, or face exile from the planet. Alex realizes he has no choice but to go along with the situation, his heart racing with fear and excitement. Lyra brings Alex to her private quarters. Unlike the public display, here she shows curiosity and kindness. Alex starts learning about Lyra's world, her alien technology, her responsibilities as a princess, and her sharp sense of humor. Small moments of connection form, shared laughter, confusion over human customs, and mutual fascination. Alex realizes that beneath her royal exterior, Lyra is lonely and longs for someone who sees her as more than just a princess. Suspense element. Will Alex adapt to alien culture and gain her trust, or will misunderstandings destroy their fragile bond? Word spreads among the court. Some aliens resent that a human, randomly, chose the princess. Alex faces challenges. Alien etiquette tests, misunderstandings, and whispers of sabotage. Lyra supports him quietly, but tension grows. They must work together to navigate these dangerous social dynamics. Alex's day had started like any other. He was a young engineer from Earth, fascinated by technology, but often clumsy in social situations. Today, however, he found himself on the planet Eryndor, attending what was advertised as the largest intergalactic festival in the sector. Lights of every color danced across the sky, and alien music, low and melodic, echoed through the massive open plaza. Alien merchants sold shimmering fabrics, strange instruments, and glowing fruits. Alex had been tasked with inspecting some energy modules as part of his work, but now, all he could focus on were the crowds. Thousands of beings of every shape and size. He had barely taken a step into the crowd when a loud gong boomed across the plaza. The ground trembled slightly, and Alex noticed a hush SWE. Epping through the crowd. From the corner of his eye, he saw beings bowing, their faces expressing reverence or fear. Curiosity drew him closer to the central stage, a colossal platform of polished crystal that reflected the colors of the sky. And then it happened. A voice, deep and commanding, echoed over the plaza in a strange yet musical language. Fortunately, a translator embedded in Alex's wristband instantly converted it into English. A human has been chosen to perform a great duty. Step forward. Alex froze. He looked around, but no one seemed to be pointing at him specifically. The crowd's murmurs grew louder. One of the alien attendants floated over, their translucent wings shimmering. You, the human, step onto the stage. Alex's legs moved of their own accord, carrying him toward the center of the stage, his heart pounding so loudly he was certain everyone could hear it. A figure emerged from a doorway behind the stage. The alien emperor, tall and imposing, with skin like polished bronze and eyes that glowed faintly in blue, looked down at Alex. Behind him, a line of beings in ceremonial robes watched silently. You have come far from your world, the emperor's voice boomed. And now, you must choose a bride from this assembly. Choose wisely. Your choice is binding, and it cannot be reversed. Alex blinked, certain he had misunderstood. I'm sorry, but I don't, this isn't, you will choose. Or face exile. The threat was unmistakable. The translator made it crystal clear. Refusal was not an option. Panic rose in Alex's chest. How could he possibly choose someone he had never met? How could he understand alien culture well enough to make such a decision? The Emperor raised a hand. A holographic display rose, showing dozens of potential brides. They stood quietly in the assembly hall, some bowing, some looking around nervously. Each one was beautiful in her own way, though in forms and features Alex had never seen before. He felt completely out of his depth. Alex swallowed and glanced nervously at the crowd behind him. Then, in a moment of sheer panic and randomness, he did the only thing that seemed safe. He pointed at someone at random. The crowd gasped. The air seemed to freeze. A ripple of murmurs spread, and Alex realized he might have just made a terrible mistake. The being he had pointed to stepped forward gracefully. Every step she took seemed to glow faintly, her hair shimmering with a silver-blue hue. Her eyes were a piercing violet, and her presence commanded attention even in the massive hall. Alex felt his knees go weak. The translator buzzed in his ear. "You have chosen? Princess Lyra, daughter of the Alien Emperor." Alex blinked. "What? Wait, I didn't." Lyra's gaze fell on him. There was no anger, only a amused curiosity. She stepped closer, and her voice, melodic and deep, filled the hall. "Human, it seems fate has chosen you. Not are you aware of the tradition you have triggered?" Alex shook his head furiously. I didn't mean to. It was random, I swear." The Emperor's eyes narrowed, but Lyra's eyes sparkled. "Ah, then you are the first human to choose me without knowing who I am." Fascinating. The assembly erupted in whispers. Some aliens bowed, others exchanged concerned glances. Alex realized that in this culture, pointing at someone as a choice was binding. There was no undoing it. Lyra gestured toward Alex. "Come, human, we will speak privately." Alex followed, unsure if he should feel relieved or terrified. They left the stage and entered a grand corridor lined with alien flora that glowed softly. Lyra led him to her private quarters, a spacious room with walls that shimmered like liquid metal and floating lanterns that emitted gentle hums. She gestured for him to sit. Alex did, still shaking from the shock. "You must be very confused," she said kindly, though her voice held a commanding tone. "In our culture, the act of choosing someone is sacred. It binds two souls, whether they are ready or not. Humans, your customs seem far simpler." Alex ran a hand through his hair. I honestly didn't know. I was just pointing randomly. I thought it would be funny." Lyra laughed softly. The sound was like wind chimes in a gentle storm. "Funny, yes, but fate does not find our actions amusing. You have entered a path that cannot be reversed." Alex swallowed. "So, what now?" Lyra's expression softened. "Now, we get to know each other. If you survive the court, you might find that choosing me is not as terrifying as it seems." "Survive the court?" Alex echoed, alarmed. "What do you mean?" Lyra's eyes darkened slightly. "There are those who resent a human having such an honor. The court is full of politics, power struggles, and schemes. Many will test you, some will try to humiliate you, and a few may try to harm you. If you fail, you will be exiled from this planet. That is the cost of your choice." Alex's heart skipped a beat. He had never imagined that pointing randomly could land him in something so dangerous. Lyra leaned closer. "But perhaps, with courage, cleverness, and honesty, you might find allies, and perhaps even a friend." Alex looked at her. She was breathtaking, yes, but he noticed something deeper, something that reminded him of people back home. She looked lonely. Despite the power she exuded, there was vulnerability in her eyes. Over the next few hours, Lyra began to explain her world. She showed him alien technologies that bent light and energy in ways Alex had only studied in theory. She explained how the Royal family maintained peace across the galaxy, how alliances were made and broken, and the weight of her responsibilities as a princess. Alex listened, fascinated, his fears slowly giving way to curiosity. "You see," Lyra said, "you are lucky, human. Many would be terrified to even speak to me for more than a few minutes. But you are simple in your reactions. Honest. That is rare here." Alex blushed. I guess I never thought being honest would be a good thing in a place like this." Lyra's smile widened. "It is. Sometimes, honesty is stronger than power or influence." Despite the tension of their situation, Alex felt a spark of connection. Lyra was intriguing, powerful, and yet, she was someone he could relate to. For the first time, he felt like he might actually belong somewhere far from Earth. But his respite was short-lived. A message arrived via a hovering holographic screen. Lyra's eyes narrowed as she read it. "A rival faction plans to kidnap the princess tonight." Alex's stomach dropped. "Kidnap? But why?" "Politics," Lyra said grimly. "Some wish to challenge the Emperor. Others simply wish to assert power. They will not hesitate to hurt me if it benefits them." Alex's mind raced. Then, what do we do? Lyra's eyes met his. We act. And you, human, will have to help me. If we succeed, you might survive the court. If we fail, you will regret ever pointing at me. Alex swallowed hard. He realized that his life had changed forever in a single moment. A random choice, a gesture made in panic, had pulled him into a world of alien politics, danger, and something he could not yet name. And yet, despite the fear, a small thrill coursed through him. He was about to step into a galaxy far larger and stranger than he had ever imagined, side by side with an alien princess who, despite her royalty and power, seemed almost human in her loneliness and desire for connection. As the sun set over the alien city, casting long shadows across the glowing spires, Alex and Lyra prepared for the night ahead, unaware that every step they took together would be tested by danger, intrigue, and the unpredictable hand of fate. And somewhere deep in the palace, the rival faction watched, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Alex's adventure had only just begun.